To a Local 12 News exclusive, what it's like to agonize over a man's guilt or innocence, knowing that the decision you make could end that man's freedom forever. 3 weeks ago tonight, a Boone County jury found David Dooley guilty of murdering Michelle Mockbee. Angenette Levy spoke with the foreman about why he was the lone holdout and what it was like in the jury room.
My concern was I didn't want to walk out of that courtroom whenever the decision was made and have any regrets or doubt myself or question myself.
That's why jury foreman Casey Seibert said deliberations in David Dooley's murder trial lasted 20 hours. Seibert says some jurors were immediately convinced David Dooley was guilty, but he needed time to go through his notes, 6 notebooks worth.
I think once we got to the point where it was 11-1 and I was the one holdout, there was some people that got a little impatient, and I don't blame them.
The jury heard from more than 30 witnesses and saw dozens of crime scene photos and evidence, including the screwdriver the Commonwealth said Dooley used to break into Michelle Mockbee's office. Seibert put together timelines for all of the employees at Thermo Fisher Scientific. With no DNA evidence or a murder weapon, jurors focused on interviews detectives conducted with David Dooley and his wife.
The inconsistencies with his stories, with all of his interviews, and then the fact that him and his wife could never even get on the same page was very, very challenging for us to try to wrap our heads around and figure out why such a big difference in stories just between them two.
Seibert said the jury also looked closely at company time cards. The Commonwealth said Dooley and his wife were scamming the company by clocking in and essentially being paid twice for janitorial work, something Mockbee was looking into. After 6 votes, the jury reached a unanimous verdict on the murder charge.
We, the jury, find the defendant David Dooley guilty.
Everything pointed to he was the one that did it.
Now, 3 weeks later, Casey Seibert has no regrets.
I really feel like we made the right decision. I really do.
Now, after the jury found David Dooley guilty of murder and tampering with evidence, the jury recommended a sentence for David Dooley of life in prison. He'll be sentenced here later this month. Reporting live from the Boone County Courthouse, Angenette Levy, Local 12 News. Rob?
Angenette, thanks very much. If you'd like to read more about Casey Seibert's thoughts on the trial, you'll find it at local12.com.